Tom.
Hello.
Lucifer is in Crisis on Infinite Earths. You told me he was not. Why did you lie?
See, this is what happens. I go to Vancouver for the weekend to visit my friend for his birthday. And now suddenly I'm in a different show.
Well, there's photos of you. It looks like you're in costume.
No. Well, that's very strong.
Why did you mislead?
Well, because, right, so, yes, he is. He is in the crossover. When I went to go and shoot the scene, we were talking on set beforehand, myself and Matt Ryan, and we were like, this is so exciting. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could keep this a secret for the fans until they actually see it on the screen that night? And of course, these days, that's not that possible with social media et al. And I think there was a few people hanging around the set who noticed that I was there, and so put stuff out that I was going to be in it. So I kind of was like, well, I would really like to sort of, you know, surprise some people.
Sure.
So that is why, okay?
Were you also there for a birthday?
Well, yeah, there was that as well. I was actually genuinely there for my friend's birthday.
So not a true liar here.
No, I was just economical with the truth.
Okay,
yeah.
I mean, you did say hard pass. So that's a no. That's not happening.
Hard pass, sorry. Only because I love saying that.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
How long have you had to keep this a secret for?
Gosh, I think about 3.5 months, I think. It was just before we started shooting season 5 on Lucifer that they came to me and asked me about it.
Was it an immediate yes when they asked you to be part of this?
It was actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was. But well, there was numerous reasons. One, we started shooting. We did season 1 and 2 of Lucifer in Vancouver, so there's a big place in my heart for Vancouver.
Sure.
So it was an opportunity to go back and see some friends and do all that sort of stuff. But also on the work side of it, it was just, you know, we talked over the years about this Lucifer being a DC character and is there any chance of this happening? And I honestly thought there wasn't. So when they said, I was like, yeah, no, let's do it, let's do it. And I know Matt a little bit as well, and we talked about it in the past, so.
Made it happen.
We made it happen.
Yeah.
Indeed, we manifested it.
You did. How do you think fans, now that they've seen the episode, are reacting to this news?
Well, I hope they're reacting with pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't know really. I mean, like I say, that's why I wanted to keep it a surprise, because I'm really, you know, with all these characters that we do know are happening in the crossover, we just wanted it to be, you know, something that would surprise, and it'd be a nice little Easter egg. I think they call it these days, don't they?
That's what the kids call it.
Little Easter egg.
Little Easter egg.
Yes.
Let's talk about Lucifer in this amazing crossover episode. When you first read the script and the part that he was going to have in the episode, what were your thoughts?
Well, it was really fun actually, because we're playing it as if it's in the 5 years before the show Lucifer started. So when Lucifer spent 5 years in LA before meeting the detective and all those things unfolding. So this is him in his proper like playboy, don't give a damn about anything kind of stage in his life.
Yeah.
And so he's very irreverent with our characters when they turn up in the scene, and obviously with Constantine there's some history there.
Sure.
So Matt and I had a lot of fun playing about with that.
How familiar were you with Lucifer and Constantine's friendship, relationship?
I mean, relatively familiar, but there's a begrudging sort of admiration amongst the two of them.
I think this is the first time that we're actually seeing Constantine and Lucifer on screen together.
Two Welsh boys.
Why was now the right time in the story to sort of make that happen?
With these crossover episodes, it opens up a world in which they can really experiment with time and all that sort of stuff. So it felt like if there was ever going to be an opportunity, this was it.
Sure.
You know?
What was it like working with, I mean, you know Matt, but also with David, with Kat on set for that scene?
It was really fun actually. I turned up on set and I said, hello David, do you remember me? And he was like, yeah man, we fell off the stage together at Comic-Con.
Wait, did you really?
We did a
Memories.
panel. We did a panel a few years ago at Comic-Con, and at the end of the panel you have to do like a photo. Right, and there's a backdrop, and we didn't realise the backdrop wasn't solid, it was just like a floating curtain, so we all start moving back and leaning against it, and then all of a sudden we're just like, what the?
That's amazing.
So yeah, that was our bonding moment a few years ago, so we had a laugh about that.
No injuries or falling down
no, just
while
a
filming this?
lot of bruised egos.
No.
No, there was no injuries in the making of this one.
No, okay. Was there a favourite part to filming this scene?
Well, I mean, I think going back, being able to revisit the Lucifer before where Lucifer is now in our story was a lot of fun.
Was it a little bit challenging for you because of where Lucifer is at these days to sort of revert back?
Weirdly, no.
No.
Weirdly, no, because I got, obviously, it's stuck with me, this whole progression of the character, but
Yeah.
just to go back to the world where Lucifer doesn't really care about anybody other than himself
Sure.
is weirdly quite easy for me to get to.
Well, I feel like you're so good at playing all versions of Lucifer. That's what makes you
Thank you.
so good, I think.
Thank you.
At your job. Does this open up doors to maybe see Lucifer in other realms of the Arrowverse moving forward?
Well, that's a question for the DC bosses, not for me.
Would you want to if the opportunity?
I never say never.
Okay.
I never say never.
Do you have an idea in your head of what that could look like? No? Maybe?
I don't know. I'd like Lucifer to be in a superhero costume at some point, though. That'd be quite fun. Lose the tux, and all of a sudden he's in spandex, head to toe.
Although he is kind of like the ultimate, most powerful.
Yeah, he is the most powerful, apart from Dad.
Yeah, apart from Dad. Last time I did talk to you, you mentioned maybe possibly guest stars in the final season of Lucifer. Could it be anybody from the Arrowverse?
Well,
Could
no,
we see
because you don't believe my answers anymore, so...
Well, it's hard to take you... Does that
I
mean
have
yes?
to say, well, I mean, if there's episodes coming... up to this point, no. But if there were episodes where someone comes... But I doubt it, to be honest.
Okay.
I doubt it, because it doesn't quite tie in with our story of where we're at the moment.
Sure, especially now because that was a different time, and this is
Indeed.
years in
all
the
this
future.
time travel, it's very confusing.
It is, it's hard to keep up.
It's like when the clocks go forward.
Do you have a message to the fans now that they've seen this surprise episode?
Well, yeah, I do. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't seen Lucifer, but you're an Arrow fan, and now you've seen Lucifer in Arrow, why don't you watch Lucifer?